Are we live?
Okay,
We're
so
live. Woohoo.
now we're live again and we're going to pretend like it's a whole new day with the same outfit, but a different background. Okay,
Oh,
so
it's beautiful.
yeah. Do
I
you need to
love it.
share it, Mrs. Anderson? Have you shared it to my page and people are commenting? I hope so.
It's not shared yet. I am in the
Okay,
process of sharing right now.
thank you.
Uh,
So, welcome everybody to the Feminine Grace Show, where Mrs. Anderson and I will be talking about something so very lovely,
mm-hmm.
the dangers of an emasculated father, also known as the dangers of a non masculine father, or a male who's faking like he's a man. And we're going to show you how to know the difference. Okay, welcome to the Feminine Grace. Okay, so we're back with Miss Marilyn. Hi there. I hope that there's no feedback.
Okay.
So if you someone have feedback maybe? Okay, so if you have feedback, can you mute because it is sounding like screechy and okay. So I think it was Mrs. Anderson, Miss Marilyn. So welcome. We can't quite see your face. Can you get some light onto your face, possibly?
I can. I'm just
Okay,
trying to
that's good.
balance.
That was good. No, yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay. But we're still hearing some feedback. Maybe you turn the volume down. I don't know. Or maybe you have two devices on. I don't really know. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is introduce our two beautiful, lovely guests, Mrs. Anderson and Miss Marilyn. Welcome, ladies. You are both looking gorgeous and ravishing and beautiful and lovely and amazing.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to talk about something so feedback. We're going to talk about something so important. And we're going to talk about something that people may not even know that they need. Okay? Because some ladies are going around thinking, woo, woo, I'm glad I'm not one of those girls without a father. And they still don't have a protective father. So just to make a clear statement to everyone before we really get into the meat and potatoes of this lovely Feminine Grace show, we're going to start by letting everybody know that if you are a Black American woman and if your father is under the age of 50, he's probably not masculine. If your father is over the age of 50, he's more likely to be masculine, but on an American level. It means that most Black men have had to trade their masculinity and their actual instinct to protect their family in order to not get shot. It is what it is, okay? Can every man in America, every Black man in America, can he prevent himself from getting shot if he lives there? He cannot. It's not even all his fault, but it is also not possible to feel like you are truly a protective man if you are Black and you live in America. It's not possible. what you're doing is trying to run circles around people and talk about how it is possible. It's going to be possible one day. It's going to be possible when we do this. It's going to be possible when we do that. That's not today. So how are you feeling today, sir? Because as my father would ask you, if he were still alive, what have you done? But Mr. Cutno, well, what we need to do first, sir, what have you done? But Mr. Cutno, there's steps to this. You can't just jump in. What have you done? But Mr. Cutno, that's why we came to you. We're trying to get the word out. No. Talking and talking and talking are not results. So it doesn't matter what males in America or men in America say about their position right now. We still have feedback. Okay. It doesn't matter. But okay, Miss Marilyn, maybe I can help you. Perhaps you have two devices on, or your volume is up too high, or
I'm muted. I was muted.
when the feedback. Yeah, you were muted just before that, but I don't know where the feedback is coming from. I know that Mrs. Anderson had feedback before, so maybe it's coming from her. Maybe it's coming from both. I don't know. I know that I have one device. I'm really trying here. But we would love to hear from you all if you can get the feedback to stop making problems. But if it keeps doing it, then it's hard to even hear what you're saying or even hear what the other people are saying. So maybe I'm just saying from Mrs. Anderson's experiences, maybe it's two devices, or what else could it be, Mrs. Anderson? Is the device is too high, so the sound is coming back,
Or if it's
or what is
So-
it? It's plugged into the charger. Yeah, it could be that too. Okay, it could be that too. But Marilyn, if you see the battery going down, just charge it again, and then when it goes back up, just release it to talk. So, okay, whatever, just know that it may be the battery charging. Put it in when you need to. That's all we can say for that. Hopefully it works. But what I really want to say is it's not possible. Everybody saw that Raisin in the Sun play and film. Everybody heard the man repeat, how can I be a man? How can I be a man? How can I be a man? And things have gotten worse since then. So why are we in denial that Black males can fully be men when they can't even protect their family? We're not going to be on here pacifying people for likes because we don't care. We're teachers. The way that we really help our people is not by letting them feel good right now. Men, males, women, and females. The way that we really help our people is focusing on what they need, not just what they want. And so we are never going to tell the males in America that they are doing great in their masculinity when they cannot even protect their own family. We're never going to do that. It is a lie. You should be able to fully protect your family without thinking twice because you're worried about getting shot. Sorry for that truth, but it's coming out. Okay? So, if a woman or a girl or a young woman has been raised by a male or a man, kinda, but she is unclear, we're going to tell you exactly how to see if your father is one of these high value males that people seem to be seeking so much these days. If a high value male does not necessarily have money, you can even find a man with money who is low value. I promise. Okay?
Definitely.
But the way to identify a man of high value is to check out the pedigree of himself and his family.
Yes.
If you can't find a man with a good family, you need to look elsewhere.
Mhm.
You need to start understanding that we're not lying to you. There are almost no men left in the United States of America. Would you call, let me tell you something. We all saw very recently how the European population of America didn't like the way things were voting against them. Just the voting part, just the decisions part, not people shooting them on the side of the road, not that.
Mhm.
These European men went and stormed the Capitol
Mhm.
because they're not taking it. What did our men do?
Nothing.
What did they do? They marched. They did a 1,000,000-man march.
Bought some t-shirts, bought some hats, bought stuff. That's what they did. See, when Black people do their protesting or marches, that turns into dollar signs for the oppressor. Still, these European people, when they went on and did their crusade not so long ago, they didn't buy anything.
Mhm.
Think about this. I'm going to say this one more time. There wasn't a whole bunch of vendors lining up and down the street selling t-shirts and water bottles and hats and towels and anything else. But when Black people walk, march, whatever it is that they're doing, it's to still take more of your dollars, and you can't figure this out yet?
Right. The only reason they let you show up was to take your dollars and to put you in jail. Okay? I cannot explain how strikingly obvious it is when we hear Black males in groups. Well, you know, we laser focus, my friend, and what we gonna do is blah, 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 blah. You're not going to do anything. Everybody knows it. People are laughing. I am saying this to all of the males and men who are Black in America on purpose to get them what? Fired up.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to do any type of trickery here. If you're not going to do anything, be quiet. You're embarrassing us. Okay? If you're not going to do anything, be quiet. You're making it more obvious that we don't have protection in America. We don't need that. If you're not willing to take somebody out, what's the bottom line here?
Be quiet. You're not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Be quiet. Okay? You're talking like a bunch of little girls.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a little girl and I didn't talk as much as this. Be quiet. As a mother, and many of you have just mothers. As a mother, please let me tell you, because you needed to have patriarchal mothers who know the code here.
Mm-hmm.
And as a patriarchal mother, I'm going to tell you, be quiet. Stop talking. Learn how to shoot. Don't put guns in the hands of females. You look sorry like that.
Mm-hmm.
Take off the do-rag. Stop worrying about waves and worry about wealth.
All right now.
You want waves or you want wealth?
All right.
Okay? You do-rag bandit. Because you not taking nothing back. Talking about you're going to take back America? No, you're not going to take back America. Okay? So many Black males in America are saying that they're not leaving. They're not going to go to Africa because this is where they live and they built it and they fought for it and they're going to take it back.
Their
When are y'all
ancestors.
going to do that?
Mhm.
When is it going to happen? Can you all give us a date? Okay. Can you give us a kind of, televised or not televised? How about a memo or a post-it? When is it going to happen? We're no longer going to believe anything that you say, just like everybody else. Y'all talking a lot of smack. Talking is not doing anything. The best way to execute is not with just words. Talking is a great way to communicate, just like we're here today. Okay? But what are you willing to die for?
Mhm. Mhm.
Who are you willing to die for? Every Black male and man watching this, when are you willing to die for the cause?
Mhm. Maybe they're unwilling to get dirty because they're now the pretty groomed rats, and in the end, all the rats die.
Yeah, all of the rats die. You want to be pretty. You want to be taken care of. You want to receive reparations. Well, let me tell you something, sirs. Nobody ever voluntarily took their foot off of somebody's neck because the person asked them nicely. You're going to have to take some people out. Okay? You're looking at a lady who comes from a lineage of men who took out the entire plantation owner's family and lived in the plantation for nearly 100 years. By the time they found that there was no way to prosecute, they had already built an entire town and wealth, and they knew that they were willing to die to protect their family.
Mhm.
Okay? So don't tell me I don't know. I come from Louisiana. We took them out. Don't tell me if it was if you was in this position, you would be a different stuff. Don't tell me, because you don't want me to get it started on the biscuits. Well, biscuits are. But Black males and Black men and Black men and Black males, we still love you. We do. We wouldn't spend all this time on here talking about this if we didn't care. Because, baby,
Mhm.
I just started talking at 37 and I'm 44. So I don't talk for no reason. When I talk, it's for purpose. We just know that we need to be on here, so we are. So for all of the men and all of the males, you all need to go to man training in Senegal. You need to learn how to catch stuff, kill stuff, grow stuff, make stuff, survive. You need to learn how to stop being scared.
Mhm.
Y'all are so scared of the white man, and I'm not afraid to say it. Black men and males in America are scared of the white man, because if you weren't, you would not be under him, letting him kill your people right now.
Right.
That's a reality. I'm very sorry. But somebody has to say it for it to stop.
That's true. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So, because, you know, at some point, people get tired of biscuits, right, Mrs. Anderson?
Yeah. The biscuits slow you down.
Yep. Yes,
And
they
on the
do.
biscuits,
Yes.
you can slow down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We also, okay, so now we're going to talk about the girls, okay? The girls with the fathers. Because
Yes.
let me tell y'all something. I probably have not had my heart broken much more. Somebody asked if there's a man training program in Senegal. Yes, there is. But you don't hear us talking about it. Just send us a message on blackwealthyou.com. So listen, I want to say that I was in a sort of shock one time when I suggested to a lady who was in France that she contact her father for help. And she asked her father for $75. And her father, who she had been bragging about, who always cares about her, who probably had the money, told her that she needed to ask Jesus. Okay? Do you all understand what happens to a girl or a woman when she goes to her father or her husband for protection and they tell her to go ask white Jesus? Pray on it. Ask Jesus. He gonna help you. He always come through.
Mm-hmm.
A man is saying to go ask.
It's not possible. There's still a
It's not
male.
possible. Right. Okay.
Because
And what is it?
in order to be a man, you still have to have the instinct to protect and provide, not pass off your duties to somebody else who is not even human. But even if they were human, you're not passing off your duties and responsibilities. That's just
Yeah.
real male behavior.
Right.
Immature
Okay.
male.
Yeah. That is not acceptable. So we are here trying to help ladies understand that you're not supposed to go around bragging about your emasculated, feminine father, because masculine men will figure out quickly that you don't actually have a daddy and you don't actually understand man code. Okay? So we're going to give you all some really good hints here. These are the signs to look out for. If your father is not protective of you and says, oh, you can do it, you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy, it's dark outside. Can you help me? You'll be all right. It's not going to help. It's not going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Male.
Mm-hmm.
Male. You need a new daddy.
If your daddy takes you into a situation where there's a dog and there's danger and he runs on the car and leaves you on the ground, you have a male for a daddy.
Yeah. Male. Get a new daddy. Okay? We call that GND. Get new daddy. Get a new daddy. Get yourself a new daddy. Okay? Y'all know they have this little clip where the Asian guy and the black woman say, treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. Every time I see that thing, I think, get yourself a daddy. Get yourself a daddy. You need a new daddy. Get yourself a one. Treat yourself. Okay? Because this is for the birds. This other stuff is for the birds. Okay. If you have a daddy that tells you to call Jesus, you don't have a daddy. Get yourself a new daddy. Okay?
All right.
If you have a father that won't help you but wants to control you, you don't have a father. Get yourself a real daddy. Okay?
If you have a dad who thinks that you are supposed to be test driven like a automobile and then you're used up and tossed to the side, you need a new dad.
That's right. Treat yourself. Okay? Okay? Treat yourself. If you have a father who has $600 gator shoes, but this Negro don't have no house, you don't have no daddy. Treat yourself to a new daddy. Treat yourself. Okay? Because those gator shoes, that's for the pimps. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If your daddy is a PIMP and he thinks that you need to be parading around, gyrating, and doing what you got to do, you're going to just marry a pimp. You don't need that kind of daddy giving you an ounce of advice. Okay? You don't have no daddy. Treat yourself. Get yourself a new daddy. Treat yourself.
That's hilarious.
All right, next one.
All right.
If you have a father, we have some feedback. If you have a father, still feedback. Let me see. All right, good. If you have a father who is not logical and tries to make decisions using his emotions and then gives you advice to do the same thing, baby, you ain't got no daddy. Treat yourself. Get yourself a new daddy. Okay? Where the daddy's at? That's what somebody say. We're going to tell you. Okay, we have feedback. Okay, let me see. We're going to tell you where the daddy's at. All right, now, if you have a father who is easily angered by normal life, baby, you ain't got no daddy. Treat yourself. Get yourself a new daddy. Okay? If you have a father who loves to talk, but he don't never follow it up with actions, you ain't got no daddy. Treat yourself. Get yourself a new daddy.
Amen. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Okay? And if you have a father like this, you do not need to go to him for any advice. What you need to do is understand very strongly that it is you who is going to be the person who can affect this type of father for the better. Once you complete your life school, your travel studies, and we're talking about really intense wisdom. Okay? This daddy that y'all are talking about, as described in the list today, is not able to give you everything that you need. He may even be doing his best. And that needs to be respected. For real. You do not ever, and I repeat, do not ever disrespect a father who fed you, who gave you a place to live, who tried to give you an education to the best of his ability. That needs to always be honored. Do not be a disrespectful brat. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying at all. But you need an excellent daddy. You need one. Okay? What we do in this movement is we make it very, very helpful to ladies. Okay? What we're able to teach you and guide you through is the wisdom of real daddies. We have physical daddies, we have spiritual daddies. We teach you in wife school specifically how to represent yourself like you have a daddy, financially, the way that you carry yourself. Okay? If you can learn how to live as our daddies raised us, you will start to understand that that alone is a daddy. Really, really. When women with excellent fathers walk into any establishment, room, anything, all of the men know that she has an excellent father. She doesn't have to say anything. And that's the most important first, especially the most important first impression, but it's also the most important impression that you need to keep with you for a lifetime. You can learn how to be a good daughter. That is what you need to learn. You start with the super parenting course. You get re-raised based on our fathers and our research. It is extremely thorough. There is nothing left out. You do that for yourself. You get properly raised, and you will begin to shine like a girl who was raised with a good father. Then you will see that men respond to you in a positive way. Since I was very, very small, and even to this day, men that knew me when they and I were 8 years old. 8 years old. They were 8, I was 8. Okay? They came to me like a moth to a flame, always. Whether they met my family, my father or not, they knew that I had an excellent father. They grew up and told me that they knew when we were 8 years old that I had an excellent father. Most of them met my father and used to say, I want to be like that. Okay? That's what they said. I want to be just like him. Because in their mind, they adopted my father through association with me. And it's real. Okay? So we want you all to understand your studies and the fact that our fathers literally said, okay? Literally said that if people complete the program, they can say he's their daddy too. My father has literally given permission for you all to say, my father is your father too.
Right. And the community
yeah, he literally has given permission, and he's like that. My parents have 7 children. They're not like this, okay, it's just us type of people, and we're from New Orleans. My father was the father to all the children at every school that we went to, the father of all the children who didn't have a father. We actually lived next to a boys' home for about 6 years in New Orleans, a boys' home with no fathers. He was the father to all those boys, fathers to all the girls. And people came to us and said, you know, your father was my real father, my only father that I ever had. Or your father was the only man who ever gave me that much attention, but none of it was sexual. Your father was the only man who never looked at me sexually, just looked at me as a daughter. And you all, that is what we're talking about here. It is okay to be under the umbrella of great fatherhood. And that's what we do. We do that through marriage negotiations. When you become a certified wife, you have a daddy. When you become a certified wife, you can contact us at any time to contact your husband and speak with him about whatever needs to be negotiated, about how we expect our certified wife to be treated well. And we do. Our husbands, I don't call people's husband. Our husbands, the men in the movement, call the other men. We're not kidding. We're not kidding at all. And guess what? It is extremely effective. Very effective. When we said you can have a daddy, we're not kidding. Okay? My husband knows that my daddy said that he is going to be everybody's daddy. So my husband has to honor my daddy too. It's very interesting and very deep. We're literally here because we're supposed to be. And so we just want everybody to understand that is a real commitment if you're serious. A real commitment if you're serious. Maybe somebody can talk besides me who doesn't have feedback. Possibly.
One of the things that we have to keep in mind is that, we offer the ability for you to have a father through our movement. And that requires you to also be a good daughter. Okay? It's a two-way street here. You need to be a good daughter. Some of you all do have good fathers, but because you're not being a good daughter, you are ruining your father's protection.
Right. And we teach that too.
Yeah.
Yes. We teach that too. We are extremely thorough. It has taken us years to make sure we get every single piece. But not just that. People have let us know we need this piece, we need that piece, we need this piece. And now Wife School has 57 courses because we have gotten to everything needed.
Yes.
Wife School doesn't even just have courses. Wife School has mentorship, marriage matching, which is extremely detailed and helpful, marriage negotiations, so many other things, graduation and lots of things, and the travel study. When we say travel study, we are talking about going to Senegal, going with us for a meeting, having a lovely time, and dating for marriage, even if you don't marry anybody there, as practice, and so that you can start to get yourself really, really acclimated to what is normal for African masculine men. Okay?
And come and see the difference. We can tell you all day that there's a difference between the males that you see in America and the men that you see in Africa. But until you come and see for your very self, it's just words from us. You actually need to experience it and say, you know what? This is what they were talking about. There's no real words to describe the feeling of immediate protection. When you walk outside of the airport and somebody is kind to you, there were people who said, wow, they just say, I love you.
Yeah.
No, the Africans have higher compassion. Okay. You're going to be protected. You're going to be loved.
Yeah.
Now, it's yours.
If you need help walking through some water, do not be surprised if a Senegalese man picks yourself up, extra weight and all, and your children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get you.
Mm-hmm.
Do not be surprised. This is the part that African women swoon for, that they kind of can't explain to us because they don't know that we don't have it. We don't have the men going around picking us up, twirling us around.
No, they can say, oh, back out. They're going to come up with every excuse why they can't help you in that moment of need, that you need help.
Uh-huh.
That's what we experienced here in Africa. And it's not because we're Black Americans. It is literally because they have the integrity, they have the morals, they have the values, they have the compassions of being great people. I don't even want to minimize it by saying good people. These are
Right.
great people.
You
Great.
don't even know these kind of people until you get a full, you can't even understand it or even experience it if your education about yourself as an African, and therefore the people that are there when you get there, is not thorough. You cannot understand it. You do not understand how not a good idea it is to try to go to Africa without an African education.
Mhm.
You need the education. And then you need to be able to be matched. So if you don't qualify, we're not going to match you. We're not even going to look at your profile. So that is another factor. But this was really, really thorough. I'm really happy. I do want to see if we can hear from Miss Marilyn, though, because we have not been able to. I hope it's okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do I have feedback? Okay. Well, I just want to say, just emphasize how really important it is that you were saying about us having fathers. Like in America, we do have a high out of wedlock single parent motherhood rate. I think it's like 80% right now. So there's so many ladies that don't even understand the very basics of patriarchy and how that's helpful to us. What it means to live in a patriarchal household and the differences between that and a matriarchal household, how it affects our sons, how it affects our daughters, how it affects our marriages and our everyday life. And to know that the movement offers that, it's such a comfort to know that, you didn't have a daddy, but that's all right. We're going to get you a new daddy, right? And we're going to make sure that all the things that you didn't have are there for you and then your own children to
Right,
ensure the generational wealth and success
right,
that we all really want.
right, right. And why it's not really even about all of us as adults. We do need healing, but our children need daddies too. And it's not fair. Not only is it not fair, it is a human right to have a daddy.
Yes.
So if your children don't have a daddy, it is your duty as a parent to make sure that your children get a daddy. Okay? Go to wife school. Seriously. Contact us about travel study. Even if you just do the travel study part, we can start you. Okay? You need to understand that we're here to try to send the message to people before the bunny rabbit eats up all my internet. Wait, that's from the last show. Okay? Because we have a bunny rabbit and it tried to eat up the internet, and I'm trying to give powerful messages to people. So,
Get
I'm
yourself
trying to send a message in a bottle through the internet, and the bunny rabbit is trying to stop me.
we want everybody to get yourself a good daddy, and you will become a good daughter.
Right. That's right. Treat yourself.
Treat
Okay.
yourself.
Thanks to everybody. You all were so lovely. It was a great thing. I'm so happy that in the end that the sound was better. And we want to say to everybody who's listening, stay focused, stay serious. Get serious right now before you turn on another show. We are having a show after this one. It's going to be a whole different topic because we got topics like that. Okay. We have so many
A lot
topics
to cover.
because people don't have enough information.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to try to get out a lot of shows in the next few days, and then we're going to slow down. And the reason we're going to do this is so that people can start having enough content to turn off that ratchet TV. If you want to see many more shows, go to BWTV at blackwealthu.com. But still focus on the fact that you need to go to wife school. You need travel study, Senegal. We don't recommend all the places because we haven't been to all the places in Africa. We're not ignorant. We only say the places we know, okay? We don't believe in talking about stuff we don't know. We say Africa because we love to think about the big picture. But in this case, we are referring to Senegal. That is our African hub, and it is gorgeous.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't worry about speaking French because you're going to be fine because you don't need to speak English anyway. Okay. Bye.
Bye, ladies. Thank you. Au revoir.
Au revoir.